wanted to just touch base is kind of where we are right now. I think this is important to continue to talk about the wave of UTA women's basketball, where we're headed to. A lot of excitement around our program, coming off of a really, really good season, postseason. That is always something that's big for us in recruiting, as I talked about before, and just the outlook of the future of the program. So I just wanted to touch bases on that. We are moving into a direction where our kids are finishing up finals, and we are portaling, as everybody's saying right now, and trying to piece together the right people. And I say that because it's important that you have the right people in your program to continue the culture, to set a standard, to continue to compete for championships and win those championships. So we have been focusing on that, along with the talent that fits our 6 returners that were a big part of our success, and going to be a big part of this culture moving forward as we continue to add pieces to that. So definitely excited about the future. We'll continue to update our fans, even our recruits that look at this to just see kind of where we're going and hearing, from me and my vision of the program. So our kids will continue to focus on finals, go home for a little bit, and then we will get ready to go as we move forward into the summer.
Obviously, now this time, there's work going on and stuff like that, but just talk to me about, how you were able to get the through.
Yeah, so it's at this time, right? Women's basketball is taking off at another level, and I think this has been going on the men's side for a long time, of being able to put together a roster that is talented from top to bottom. We've seen that, and one of the things that me and my staff looked at is that what opportunities that we have to be able to bring some top talent along with who we have currently here, and so it ended up working out. Is people, I think that's always the fun part about being able to make those phone calls. But when I had a chance to speak with Mila, Amaya, and Kira Reynolds, the 3 sisters, it was important for them to find a place where they could play together, for them to be able to grow as individuals, as basketball players, and then to find, a coaching staff that believed in their abilities and them as people. And so it ended up working out in a great way, that, we were able to find some things that was important to them. Obviously, being able, played at Purdue and had a really good career there, they had a chance to be able to see who we were as a team and be able to play. So does that happen a lot when you have 3 sisters to be able to come? No. But I think it's a unique situation now because of this whole house settlement piece, NIL. Are there teams that can make that work? And I think there were some teams that were trying to, but this was the best fit for them, and we are excited about it. And I don't know. I think this is something for Todd for us to figure out. I think this is probably the highest ranked student athletes that we've had here at UTA, and a lot of excitement around it. Great pieces that we can talk about because their story is unique, and it's great to talk about. So I'm excited for all 3 of them to go along with our current roster, who, like I talked about, has a lot of experience, and we will continue to, add along those pieces with them as we move forward.
You talked about knowing people, obviously, being at Purdue. How were you able to coach them, from their community?
I think it's through our circle of people that we do know. They're from the South Bend area. There's some people that I've known in the South Bend area too, as well, that they are within that family dynamic piece that I've got to know. And so that's kind of the thing. I think everybody thinks that it's a situation. I think it's we're in a time now. You're talking. It's a business piece that how's the best fit for them too. Business-wise, athletically, academically, and just personally, how is that all fit with them? And so it worked. And, I think that's the thing that helps with that. And I'm going to tell you this too, Matthew, I think the other thing that helps that is that we have had a lot of success here. I think that they would have not done this if we felt like, we could not, give an opportunity to play at a high level here. And so I think it's an exciting time for UTA, period. That we're not just academically that we can bring top talent here, but it's also an athletic side. And so I think it's a win-win. I think that that's what all of our coaches are trying to do across the board in athletics, is to bring top talent here. And so we were just fortunate enough on the women's side of it all to be able to bring 3 talented young women who still had to continue to, prove themselves as they get here, right? And that's why we're here, to be able to help them to reach their highest levels.
Talk about their games on individually.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start with the oldest. I'll start with Mila Reynolds, who was highly touted coming out of high school, started her career at, Maryland playing for, Coach Freeze, and then ended up transferring to Purdue after that to play with her sister Amaya. I think what Mila's thing for her is that, again, stretch 4 that, again, can flat out shoot the ball. All 3 of them can definitely do that, but I think for Mila, she gives us, another ability to be able to play inside out, to keep people honest. With us having Bello coming back within at the 5 position, I think that's critical. Well, we had a lot of success with Avery Brittingham playing at the 5, really playing out of her position. I think gave teams a lot of problems, but now for sure she gets to really keep the floor spread with her skill set, and probably underrated on her passing ability pieces. And then looking forward to having a healthy season for herself. Last year she did not. She went through an injury at Purdue, so really people didn't get a chance to see her, but definitely, played with Michigan crossover in AAU. So very, top Nike team out of that area. So we're definitely excited about what she's going to bring us. Amaya Reynolds is the middle sister who played a lot for Purdue coming off of the bench. I call her our mid-range assassin that's going to do a lot of great things for us in the pick and roll coverage, as we play a lot with. Good size on the perimeter. And that's probably one thing I probably left out with the Reynolds sisters is the length that they bring us. You're talking about 6'4", 6'3", and then 6 foot. So that is something that I think is probably underrated with what they do bring. But I think that, Amaya also adds another ball handler, another player that can create for herself and for others to go along with Nia and Kendall and playing that position as well, too. But we can move her from both spots, and then also being able to shoot the ball as well is going to be important, too. And then, Kira, who, is the baby that was going to be the last sister that was going to be playing for them at Purdue. Probably, again, I think everybody talks about, I guess it's called a quintuplet that she had, right? Miller, just got a lot of skill set that's really untapped right now, a very high ceiling. And the taller of all the sisters. And so, I'm just excited just to get her, this is her first time stepping on this floor at the college level, the collegiate level. So we get to have a full summer with her to continue to really, really fill her out, help her, again, with just the physicality of this level. But I think she's going to be definitely a dangerous, prospect because of that length and size that she does have and the ability to be able to play on the perimeter. Again, I think that she is going to help tremendously of what we currently have right now. So I'm excited for all of them, but I'm excited that we get a chance to kind of help them push them up at another level of play and compete.
For Kira specifically, how much did she help you guys straight off going into the
Yeah, I think that Kira's ceiling is untapped. There's no ceiling for her. I think that where she's got to come at is understanding the pace of this next level. Definitely talented. That's not going to take anything from her. And I think she's going to come in and she's going to work. I think she's going to see significant time if she does those things, habits and everything else. But she is unique. That's not somebody that we've had that's playing, 6'4" on the perimeter. We've not had that. I think you'd probably see it at the pros. I think that, it's what you probably see with Satu Zabli playing at the 3. It's that type of size and ability that can do those things. But, I want to give her grace. I want her to be able to get out here and to just prove it to herself first and not set those limitations on her. She is a highly ranked player for a reason because of that length and size and what she does. And so all we're trying to do is push it at another level when she gets here and then help develop that talent that she does have.
And just out of curiosity, they were coached by their fathers in high school, so have you maybe considered bringing them on to the coach staff?
I think that their dad has coached them, and I think that that's part of that piece of it all. But I think the focus has been for the sisters. It's been, hey, what are we going to do with them, and is it a possibility for them to play together? So that's what we focused on, and and I think as we continue to move forward, I think that those are things that, hey, where our coaching staff is in place right now is who we have in place right now. So our focus has been the sisters.
Do you see any flashes of yourself in any of the systems or any specifics?
No, I think that it's a different era of basketball for them right now compared to when I played. Not this saying it was a long time ago, but I think that for them, I think the game has changed completely. I think that there's positionless basketball. Those players don't have a specific place that they play. And I think that they can all handle the ball. I think that they can all shoot. I think that they can all play in different positions. And so that's not how the game is. The game has completely changed, even at the pro level. I mean, you have, players who are 6'5" and above that can play the point for you and handle the ball and be a point forward. That wasn't like that at our time. It was starting to kind of come around, but you had players that probably at the time that I played that didn't truly have a position. You kind of put them on the floor. And, or you kind of think about players like Nafisa Collier that, again, they're unique in their style of play, how they play. And so I think that that's the fun part about women's basketball right now is that you're not the same. You're just limited at one true position, even if you're playing the five. But these fives can do some different things now compared to where we were when we were playing. So, I just think that they have to continue to come in here and they will prove themselves just like everybody else. Just like those 6 of my players that are returning. We're just trying to piece things together to set ourselves up to be able to compete for a championship.